Hey y'all, Elle here. I know it's been a little while, so thank you all for sticking it out with me as I've been on many adventures over the last few months since I posted a video. Thank you real fast to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate your support and all of your comments and questions. We've had some good conversations in the comment section, so I really appreciate that. So today's video, the actual video part is going to be all my footage from my time in Glacier National Park in Montana. And then I'm just going to kind of do a voiceover and talk about how I got up there, the job that I had, and just kind of how a random little situation ended up kind of changing my life completely. And yeah, I just want to share a little bit about that with you guys. I'm currently in Flagstaff, Arizona. I'm probably going to be somewhere in this area for at least a few months, just kind of working and things like that. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get the nice, pretty footage rolling. And yeah, comment if you have any questions. Again, thanks so much for being here, and it's nice to see you again. So before I dive into how I wound up in Glacier National Park for 5 weeks, I want to give you guys just a little bit of a background on how this whole journey started for me. So I was working at a shelter in Denver, Colorado, for several months up until the end of May of this year. And at that time, my mental health was really not in a good place. I was struggling a lot, just very stressed out, very depressed, and I really needed a break. So my plan was to spend 1 month traveling around the Pacific Northwest, and then I was supposed to go back to Denver, go back to work and my normal life and all that jazz. But I found that once I was up there in the Pacific Northwest, I totally fell in love with Washington, and I fell in love with being on the road. And I kind of realized that that was really what I wanted to be doing at the time. So I decided to quit my job. I ended up spending a total of about 2.5 months traveling around the Pacific Northwest, taking it all in, and that was amazing. I have a few videos up about that if you want to see any of that lovely stuff. But yeah, it was kind of like the beginning of realizing that my lifestyle in Denver was not what I really wanted. And I've always dreamed of traveling since I was a kid. I've always wanted to just backpack around the world, and, you know, I've had these big dreams for a long time, but I feel like society has always just kind of made me feel like it wasn't possible. I don't come from a lot of money. I don't have any money right now. I'm in a lot of debt. So hitting the road was kind of scary. But once I was out there, I found that my cost of living was so low. Once I moved out of my apartment and sold a lot of my stuff, not having a rent payment was huge, and it really made it a lot more accessible than I thought it would be. And to me, it's just one of those really frustrating things about capitalism and about our society, that we're so ingrained that our only options are go to college, get a degree, get a quote good job, or, you know, maybe join the military or marry somebody. Like, there's not really room for a nomadic lifestyle or any of these other kind of alternative lifestyles. And I'm here to say that it's bullshit. If you want to travel and live on the road and go see the world, you absolutely can. There are so many jobs out there. It's so much cheaper than like the traditional city apartment living, things like that, what I was doing in Denver. So yeah, it's definitely possible. So there's that. So kind of back to my story. After a couple months in the Pacific Northwest, I decided to head back to Denver. I still had a bunch of stuff in a storage unit because I thought I was coming back. So I basically sold anything that I didn't absolutely need or donated it or whatever. Got rid of all my stuff. Had some really awesome friends who helped me out and family who helped me out during that time. It was very stressful. I totally had like a complete mental breakdown on one of the last days I was there, just wondering, what the hell am I doing? Is this a terrible mistake? You know, am I throwing my life away? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm so glad that I pushed through that and decided to just take the leap and hit the road. because it turned out so well. So I left Denver right at the end of May, So I left Denver at the end of August, packed up the Subaru, had everything ready to go. I was in Wyoming, just a little bit outside of Cody, and my car kind of broke down. I ended up staying in Cody with a friend who helped me get things figured out, get situated, and get back on the road, which was a huge help. That was another moment where I was just like, what the hell am I doing? This is a mistake. But I decided to push on and head up to Glacier. I've just always really wanted to go to Glacier National Park. I've seen pictures and I thought it, looked just beautiful and amazing. And it's been on my bucket list for a while. So that's why I was headed up there. I was planning to spend a few weeks just kind of hiking, camping, seeing the area. So what ended up happening was the first 2 days I was camping. I found this beautiful dispersed free spot. And I did some hikes and met some great people, and it was really awesome. And then my second day there, I decided to stop at the local bar in St. Mary, and I met some people who were working in the town, and they were all complaining about how short-staffed they were. So I said, "Oh, are you short-staffed enough to hire somebody right now?" And they all said, "Absolutely. If you walked in there, you'd get a job immediately." So I went back the next morning, and that's exactly what happened. So I found myself working in the kitchen at a lodge just outside of the park, like literally, half a mile outside of the boundary to Glacier National Park, which was incredible. They also offer employee housing. So I had a place to stay, a roof over my head, a shower, 2 meals a day included being an employee there, and I was working and getting paid. So I was just totally blown away by this situation because I kind of knew that people did seasonal work and worked at the parks and things like that, but I had no idea that that was the sort of situation where you get housing, sometimes you get food too, and it's free or super, super discounted. It was supposed to be $10 a day for my housing, but because it was the end of the season, they weren't charging anything, so that was cool. And yeah, I was able to make a little bit of money to make up for the cost of repairing my car, which was good, and just kind of get me into a little bit better financial situation to continue being on the road. So I was there until the end of September. I made so many friends with these amazing people that I worked with. We went on a ton of hikes. This side of Glacier, I think, is really, it's really incredible. It's very wild and rugged and just amazing if you ever get the chance to go up there. So yeah, at the end of the season, we closed up the lodge because they shut down in the wintertime. And I went camping for a few days with some friends from work and then went down through Yellowstone, kind of took my time. I made my way back to Colorado, saw some friends and family, did some things to the car, stuff like that, and then headed down to Arizona. I figured being in the Southwest might be nice in the wintertime, and there's a ton of seasonal work in Arizona too. So I'm currently looking for jobs at the Grand Canyon South Rim and in Sedona. So fingers crossed something with that will go through soon, and I'll be able to stay here for a few months and save up some money. I really want to pay off some debt so that I'm just in a little bit better of a situation than I'm currently in, and I'm able to continue doing this for a while. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed hearing a little bit about my story and enjoyed some of the beautiful scenery of Glacier National Park in Montana. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm totally happy to share more about my kind of situation right now. I'm just totally blown away that I'm actually doing this. I'm living my dream. I never thought it was possible. So I want other people to do this if this is something that they want to do. So, let me know if you have questions. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.